Shanghai festival was something that was quite intense and like more than we could have expected. But actually all the tour was a lot more intense than we would expect. I remember that before going there, to put you in context, like before going the tour, we were kind of watching like Pearl Jam video here of Pink Pop 92, like they were breaking the stage and said, that's what we need to touch. And it was like, okay, we're going to war.
The night before Shanghai, we were in Wuhan, and that show was kind of a, it could not have been in a better position than just before the Shanghai festival, because it's a student city, and they were just, what was written on the wall behind us was about freedom and youth, and in China this is not the kind of thing you're used to read and see. And you know, we've been through all those decades of rock and roll and punk rock and hardcore and grunge and all those kind of movements, musical movements that kind of structured our youth and impacted our societies. But China is kind of like social revolution virgin in a way, that kind of thing, especially. So for us, you know, we sometimes might have the tendency to kind of expose this, you know, we know kind of thing over there, but the beauty of it was it went the opposite way, where we learned so much from them, where they welcomed us in such a pure and child at heart way.
The vibe when we arrived there, it was super cool. People at the festival just so welcoming, really helpful and everything. We did the sound check and everything, and after that it was almost time for the show, the concert. But I think what I can remember the most, the event that struck me the most, is how the people react when we start playing. It was so crazy, and people answered so intensely. You know, it's special because you're so far from home in such a different environment than yours, and everything is so different. But at the same time, you arrive at a place that you don't feel it anymore. When the music started, dude, it was like crazy.
I really remember the impressions that I had when I got on stage. You know, all the images, all the flashes, the colors, you know, faces. It's very rare that I can remember that precisely. Usually, you know, we have friends, we're remembering people, we're so close to everybody, but when we're playing festivals, you know, sometimes, you know, it's very difficult to get that kind of intimacy, to really feel like, okay, we already got a connection. So the connection is there because people are excited to see you as an artist, and you're excited to perform and to give everything that you've got. But the connection that I felt was way more intimate than most of the experience that I had.
The way they were reacting, like screaming, crying, and like body surfing all over, and it was like it felt like it was the first time they were going through such intense emotion that I was like, man, I want to live that too. I don't want this to stop. I don't want this moment to come to an end. I want to scream too. I want to do that. And I realized that I had the power to do it and to make it last with my instrument. So it was very, very, very special.
I was very surprised how the people right away like just joined us. Like, it was totally crazy. They were already screaming like crazy. They were so interactive with us. I was very surprised like how prompt they were to live that moment with us. And we were supposed to play 45 minutes, which we did, but we played only 3 songs, so which was quite surprising. I mean, these songs usually on album are maybe 4 minutes, and now they were 15 minutes. So it was just a big let go, a big we influenced each other, all the people in the crowd and ourselves on stage.
We started out the song, but it turned out to be something quite unusual. as new lyrics happened, like appeared in the song, we were looking at each other, and at some point we had like explored what we knew from the song, but a complete new path started right there. And then it was, okay, we're writing something else now, and it has nothing to do with like polishing some musical parts or looking for to sound like this or that. It was, let's sound like the moment. Let's sound like these people sound right in front of us.
I will always remember when Alex went really close to the crowd. After that, the people carried him really, really far from the stage. And at one point, I had a hard time to see where Alex was.
And when he came back on stage, he was wearing that cap, where like some kind of a Chinese revolution, like Mao-ish kind of cap. And the people, when they saw that, it went nuts. It was if like some kind of a revolution. That show was like revolutionary in for everybody. It, like, you know, like some kind of a revolution of the heart that just occurred.
When you're able to connect in such a very deep and personal level, and it's very intimate, so then you don't really know what's going to happen, and it's scary at the same time, but you're tasting something that it's so pure that it gives you a very high level of energy, of spiritual energy or a vibe or whatever you want to call it, but you feel very uplifted. And this is really what I felt before the concert, going on stage, and then it was not about the songs, it was not about the band, it wasn't about my own personal and self-imposed miseries. It was really about that connection, that moment, that profound sense of now.